I'm Marny Nesher, publisher of the Central New York Business Journal, and would like to welcome everyone to our latest CNY Business Journal interview series. Please stay up to date by viewing our website daily at CNYBJ.com regarding the news and impact that the coronavirus is having on all business in Central New York. And if you're not currently a subscriber, please consider becoming one by going to our website at CNYBJ.com. Now I'd like to welcome Sandy Stefano, owner and principal of Sandler Training, doing business as AJS Training Services located in Syracuse. Sandy, thanks for joining me.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Marny.
So those of us who are familiar with Sandler Training, it's a great organization, but if you would share with us, there's still people out there who are unfamiliar, and tell us what exactly Sandler Training is.
Well, Sandler Training is a worldwide training organization headquartered down in Baltimore. There's I would say about 285 affiliates now worldwide. And what we do is we practice on the principles of the Sandler process. It is a training company, and our niche is sales, business development, customer service, and management training. So there's variations of programs that affiliate underneath that umbrella. We are the Central New York affiliate here in Syracuse, and we're going on our 33rd year this October. So we originally were started in Central New York under Pete Morrissey, and who is still my business mentor. And from there, we've grown for 34 years, and it's an incredible, I would say, service that we provide to individuals, teams, companies in regards to helping them in overall human relations training. That's kind of how I like the umbrella that it falls under.
So who is your target client then?
You know, it's funny. I engage with training with anybody, individuals and or teams, but my target client is smaller businesses where business owners have to wear the business owner hat plus the sales manager hat, customer service manager hat, and they just need somebody to work with to help enhance their team's skill sets when it comes to any kind of customer engagement. So as I say, that's kind of our sweet spot. I do work with teams, and I also do work with individuals.
All right, great. And is there a particular philosophy behind the Sandler Training?
Yeah, it's all based on 3 areas. We kind of reference the success triangle, and I tell every one of my clients that they need to do a BAT check every day, and that's BAT. And it is the BAT triangle, and it's all based on, first of all, behaviors. What consistent sales, business development, management, or customer service behaviors that you have to do consistently to manage your book of business or develop your book of business. And those behaviors are all based on things that you have 100% control of. So I'm constantly helping people amend and or develop a behavior plan. Also attitude, it's the mindset. I think that any kind of customer engagement, you have to have that belief system in yourself, your company, the market that you serve. And dealing with people is hard. Most people say, oh, I love people, or I love engaging with people. Dealing with people is very difficult, and there's a professional skill set that goes with that. So, I help people in regards to their mindset. And then there's the technique side of the triangles, and that's where the skill sets come in, where we help people enhance or develop some skills to help them engage better and or develop business. But they have to be willing to work hard, get out of a comfort zone, and apply some of these techniques into their day-to-day conversations.
Well, it sounds challenging to do, but obviously you're up for the challenge, because not only is this the profession that you're in, but you've taken a step further and you've recently become a business owner yourself. You've bought the Sandler Training business. What would make you purchase the business in the middle of a pandemic, if I can ask?
Craziness. The opportunity presented itself, pre-COVID, post-COVID, during it. It's what I do, and it's what I love to do. And, I have a great client base, and I'm up for the challenge. And it's one of those things that coaching and training is, I guess, in my blood. And it's something that I didn't think twice of. So I just moving along.
Well, I take my hat off to you because in this time of the unknown, as a business owner myself, it's a very scary time. So for you to kind of dive head forward into it, I know that you've been part of the business for a very long time. I commend you. I think that's
I
fantastic.
appreciate that. I do. Because, there's days that I wake up, like most business owners, small business owners, we wake up with entrepreneurial fear, that we are scared on a day-to-day basis. But, how well do we overcome our fears? And just, you got to focus on things that you have control of. And I've been with the Sandler Network now 17 years. So it's not that I've jumped in, unknowing.
Right.
I understand the market. I understand the lay of the land in central New York, like all other small businesses. And we know what we all have to do, and we all have to support each other and stick together in regards to, especially in this kind of crisis or transition right now in business.
So that leads me to my next question. How has this pandemic impacted you and the Sandler training?
Well, Sandler Training prides itself on instructor or facilitated training. I love engaging with customers. I have my training center over in Franklin Square. People come to class, and it's a collaboration of all professionals from different industries. And I think that we all kind of have a nice club where we get together. I had to change it 180 degrees overnight from instructor-led to Zoom. Like everybody else, we're conducting meetings and trainings via the Zoom platform. I still do a lot of engagement training where I want participation. I want people to feel comfortable sharing experiences, maybe some frustration via video and chat boxes and everything else. Where it's going to go after this is a great question. There's a Sandler conference going on right now, today and tomorrow via Zoom. And all of us as trainers, as a support network, are talking about that. And I think people still want to collaborate face to face. And I think we're all craving that now in regards to being, socially distanced for 9 weeks. Am I going to open up my training center eventually? Yes. Am I going to be conscious of social distancing? Yes. But will I offer a Zoom platform going forward? Absolutely. People will have the choice of jumping on via Zoom to participate, or come on over and sit in the training center live. So I'm going to have to leave it up to the people and to see what the industry's going to and what the economy's going to offer.
Well, actually, another question I was thinking as you said that is, do you feel that businesses will be apprehensive to send their employees into the Sandler training?
That's a good question, and it's going to be up to I believe the individuals and the businesses. And if not, I have the alternative of jumping on the Zoom platform and allowing them to participate via video.
So I've asked this question. I actually interviewed somebody else who does in the business of coaching and doing more via virtual. How will that change your business structure in terms of cost? Do you feel like at some point the cost will have to change because virtual isn't the same as in person, one-on-one, or it's exactly the same because you're still giving that one-on-one instruction?
That's a good question. I think it's all based on time. You can spend time with people, virtually, and I do a lot of my coaching virtually and training, haven't skipped a beat. So yeah, I don't foresee any kind of difference. The nice thing that Sandler has kind of developed is an online platform for training tools as reinforcement to the training and the one-on-one coaching. So you're kind of hitting on the 3 ways that people want to learn or engage in knowledge. Is, people are visuals. They like to either see videos or be participatory via video. Auditory, where they may want to listen to some additional podcasts, and or kinesthetic, where they want to go face to face. They want to be within that environment. So training is going to kind of change. But the one thing that I did notice is time. I think with people, being in this COVID, we have a lot more time, and being able to cut back on maybe some travel time and being able to jump on a Zoom platform for some training will allow people to get, more professional development within the time period that they can within their workday.
That's really interesting. So talk to me about the sales process then. What do you see in terms of this changing as sales go out and they're supposed to connect with people and meet one-on-one and develop their relationships?
You
Do you
know,
see it changing?
yeah, well, yeah, we were just talking about that. A lot of phone work. Some people are not comfortable with phone. When I do a cold calling prospecting clinic, people say, oh, yeah, I can use the phone, but they get terrified making cold calls. That's the lifeblood of any business, is to develop new business via phone. Pulling handles today, not happening right now in the midst that we're dealing with. Zoom, are you comfortable with technology? And do you prep people on technology? Any training that I do, I kind of give them the kind of the rules and regulations of the Zoom platform. Be conscious of your audio, be conscious of your video. People can, see outside your little box. So as I say, the whole training aspect of, how are you going to get out there and do business? It's going to be kind of to your comfort zone or your comfort level, and to, what you're going to execute. I'm a phone person, and I'm sure some of the people that are going to look at this video going, oh my gosh, Sandy Stefano has prospected me for the past 5 years. And it is, but there's a professionalism to prospecting and engaging with people. And that's what sales and business development's all about. I mean, you're a business owner too, and we got to get out there and find a way that you make good connections with people.
All right, great answer. So is there anything else that you can share in terms of in the future, if you have to look at future outlook of training, what types of training will companies be looking for as we go forward?
As coming out of this COVID, the one thing that I found in speaking to some of the business owners that I do that are my clients is this COVID has really exposed some people in regards to the lack of work behaviors that they haven't been doing. So when everything kind of closed up, they kind of went into panic mode, going, oh my gosh, I don't have a lot in my funnel. I don't have a lot in my pipeline. So there's an exposure in regards to, I got caught not doing the proper things that I need to do on a day-to-day basis. Coming out of this, I think that people are now going to have to really stick to a plan and or need help developing a plan of getting business going. We know that sales is the lifeblood of any company, and you're going to need your people hitting the ground running and or having good, consistent skills, not only to go out and sell, but to control the sales process, to make sure that they're going from point A to B to B to C to an end result of a yes or a no when it comes to engaging in business. And I think even more so now, coming out of this is where the skill sets really have to be sharpened and have to be, duly noted in regards to handling and engaging in business coming out of this.
Okay, that's great. And do you feel that when somebody is do you feel that when a sales rep contacts somebody that to set up an appointment via in-person or via Zoom, that the Zoom appointment will be easier to gain, that people will be more willing to do that? Or do you feel like it'll just be as difficult?
I don't know. And I think that that's a case by case basis, but I think most importantly, Marny, is how it's presented. I think people like doing business with people that they like or that they have some sort of an engagement with. And I think the more authentic people are to share, the reason for maybe the meeting or the Zoom call, people are more apt to say, hey, yeah, I do want to talk to Marny. I do, there is some sort of an interest. And I think being able to at least use a Zoom platform to see somebody is an engager. Phone, you don't get to see somebody, so you don't kind of get to read what's kind of going on. So I think it can be utilized probably just as effectively on a time basis, where it's easier to do a Zoom meeting than it is to jump into a car and travel to an office or travel to another town to meet with somebody. So I think that there's a time saving basis on that, and I think it can just be as effective as having a regular meeting. if that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And of course, we are using the term Zoom, but it really can be any kind of platform like
Right.
Microsoft Teams or any option like that, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Sandy, I have to congratulate you on your new venture as a business
Thank you.
owner. Yeah, congratulations. And you'll have to keep us up to date, especially since you're coming, from a pandemic into a reopening. And I hope things will go really well. And every one of us, again, please, let's continue to stay healthy. We've all been impacted, but we will all persevere as a community as we reopen. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Marny.